There is a feeling deep inside, a sense of yearning that words can barely capture. It's a whisper in the soul, a gentle nudge towards something more profound than the everyday. A pull toward the unknown, a magnetic force drawing me away from the familiar and into the vast expanse of possibility. The open road beckoned, promising adventure and transformation. It called me to the edges of the world, to places where the maps are less defined and the cultures are rich with untold stories. I wanted to stand on the precipice, to gaze out at the horizon and feel the immensity of our planet. To meet people living differently, to immerse myself in traditions that have thrived for generations, untouched by the modern world. I sought connection with those who hold a deep understanding of the earth and its rhythms, people whose voices are rarely heard, whose wisdom is often overlooked in the rush of contemporary life. I wanted to amplify their stories, to share their perspectives with a wider audience. This journey felt important, more than just a vacation or an escape. It was a mission, a quest for understanding, a chance to connect, to understand a vanishing way of life, to witness firsthand the beauty and resilience of cultures on the brink of disappearing. More than a trip, it was a pilgrimage, a journey inward as much as outward, a search for meaning and purpose in a world that often feels chaotic and disconnected. I hope to be welcomed into a community, to be embraced by people who have maintained their traditions in the face of immense pressure. That has lived apart for so long, a society that has developed its own unique customs and beliefs, shaped by its environment and its history. These ancient cultures are fragile, like rare flowers in a storm, vulnerable to the forces of globalization and cultural homogenization. I felt a responsibility to listen, to learn, to absorb the wisdom of elders and the stories of the past, and to share their story with respect, to honor their traditions, and to amplify their voices without imposing my own biases or interpretations. Anticipation mixed with a quiet fear, a sense of vulnerability as I prepared to enter a world so different from my own. The kind that reminds you you're alive, that electrifying feeling of stepping outside your comfort zone and embracing the unknown. I was stepping far from everything familiar, leaving behind the routines and expectations that had defined my life. Would they accept me, a stranger? Would they see my genuine intentions, my desire to learn and connect? Would I truly see their world? Could I shed my own cultural baggage and open my eyes to their unique perspective? My greatest hope was for human connection, for moments of shared laughter, understanding, and empathy. Beyond language, beyond culture, a recognition of our shared humanity that transcends all boundaries. I believe we all share something fundamental, a common thread that connects us regardless of our backgrounds or beliefs, a spark of humanity, a capacity for love, compassion, and understanding that resides within each of us. I wanted to find that spark with this tribe, to connect with them on a deeper level, and to experience the richness of their culture. To sit with them, to share moments, to break bread together, and to learn from their stories and experiences. To see the world through their eyes, to gain a new understanding of our planet and our place within it. This was the true purpose of my journey, not just to see new places, but to be transformed by the experience. I left behind comfort and certainty, trading the familiar for the unknown, the predictable for the unpredictable. I carried only curiosity and respect, leaving behind any preconceived notions or expectations. I was ready to listen, to learn, and to be changed, to allow the journey to shape me in ways I couldn't yet imagine. The journey had begun, and with it the promise of discovery, connection, and transformation. The journey was an immense challenge, testing body and spirit. We traveled for days on foot, by boat through thick jungle and across fast streams. The path often vanished into dense undergrowth. Each step was hard, but each brought me closer to the people I sought. The landscape was breathtaking, untouched, ancient, wild. Towering trees formed a green canopy. Bright birds flashed through the leaves. The air was thick with the scent of earth and blossoms. The forest was alive, a symphony of insects, frogs, distant animal calls. At night the sounds grew mysterious, the river whispering secrets. Here I felt small yet deeply connected to everything. The world I knew faded behind me, the noise of cities, the rush of modern life. I entered a different rhythm governed by sun, moon, and the needs of the forest. The journey stripped away my layers, preparing me for what lay ahead. I learned to move slowly, to notice, to adapt. The forest demanded respect and patience. Every challenge was a lesson in humility. I realized how little I truly needed. The wildness was both intimidating and freeing. I was ready for the encounter that would change me. The hidden valley awaited. After many days of arduous travel, pushing through dense jungle and navigating winding rivers, we finally arrived at a small clearing. The air was thick with anticipation. This clearing marked the home of the people of the sun, a community whispered about in legends, a place seemingly untouched by the outside world. Their village was nestled amongst the trees, a testament to their harmony with nature. My heart pounded with a mixture of excitement and nervousness as we approached. This was the moment of truth, the culmination of our long journey. Would they be wary of strangers intruding on their land? Would they welcome us with open arms? Or would they view us as a threat? The uncertainty hung heavy in the air. We approached slowly and deliberately, hands open in a gesture of peace, hoping to convey our peaceful intentions. Every step was taken with respect and caution. They emerged cautiously from their homes, their faces a mixture of curiosity and watchfulness. Their eyes scanned us, assessing our intentions. For a long, silent moment, we simply looked at each other, two distinct groups separated by culture and experience. The air crackled with unspoken questions. It was a meeting of two worlds, a bridge between different ways of life. The potential for understanding or misunderstanding hung in the balance. Then, an elder stepped forward from the crowd, his presence commanding respect. He was a figure of wisdom and authority. His warm smile, etched with the wisdom of years, dissolved my fears and replaced them with a sense of hope. It was a sign of acceptance, a silent invitation. Language was immediately a barrier, a challenge to overcome. We didn't share a common tongue, but smiles and gestures, universal expressions of goodwill, bridged the gap, allowing us to communicate on a basic level. We offered small gifts as tokens of friendship, simple items that we hoped would be appreciated. In return, they offered us food and drink, a heartfelt welcome that transcended words. It was a gesture of trust and generosity. Children peeked shyly from behind their parents, their eyes wide with curiosity and a hint of apprehension. There was a palpable gentleness in the air, a quiet strength that permeated the village. It was a place of peace and harmony. Soon, we found ourselves sitting together in a circle, sharing stories and experiences with a minimum of words, relying on gestures and expressions to convey our meaning. Gradually, laughter began to fill the clearing, a universal language that broke down barriers and fostered connection. We were given a glimpse into their daily life, their routines and traditions. We watched women tending their gardens with care and dedication, nurturing the land, and we observed men skillfully preparing tools, crafting implements essential for their survival. Life here was deeply connected to the earth, a straightforward and authentic existence rooted in the rhythms of nature. I felt incredibly lucky and privileged to be there, invited into their world, to witness their way of life firsthand. The warmth of their welcome was truly humbling, a testament to their generosity of spirit. I sensed their deep pride in their traditions, their heritage, and their unique way of life. Their openness and acceptance made me feel surprisingly at home, as if I belonged there. We shared a meal together, breaking bread as equals, united by the simple act of sharing food. The barriers between us, initially so formidable, began to fade and dissolve with each shared moment. I realized, with a sense of profound understanding, how much we all had in common, despite our different backgrounds. This was undoubtedly the beginning of true understanding, a bridge built between two cultures. I was deeply grateful for their trust, their hospitality, and their willingness to share their world with us. Their days flowed with the rhythm of nature, a gentle dance dictated by the rising and setting of the sun. Every activity, every interaction was intrinsically linked to the environment around them. They woke with the sun as the first rays of light pierced through the dense canopy, signaling the start of a new day. Their lives woven into the forest, a tapestry of shared experiences and deep-rooted connections. The forest was not just a backdrop, but an integral part of their being. Hunting and gathering were essential, the lifeblood of their community, providing sustenance and reinforcing their bond with the land. Men tracked animals, their knowledge of the forest passed down through generations, allowing them to move silently and respectfully through the undergrowth. Women gathered fruits and roots, their keen eyes identifying edible plants and medicinal herbs hidden within the forest's embrace. Their connection to the land was absolute, a spiritual and physical bond that permeated every aspect of their lives. Traditions were the heartbeat of their community, the invisible threads that connected them to their past and guided them into the future. Passed down through generations, these traditions were not just rituals, but living stories that shaped their identity and worldview. Evenings brought everyone together around the fire, a sacred space where stories were shared and bonds were strengthened. Elders told stories, their voices carrying the weight of history and the wisdom of experience, of ancestors, of forest spirits, of lessons learned, weaving tales that captivated young and old alike, ensuring the continuity of their cultural heritage. Sometimes there was music, a spontaneous expression of joy, sorrow, and connection, the gentle beat of a drum, voices singing ancient songs, filling the night air with melodies that echoed through the trees. Children learned by watching and doing, imitating the skills and behaviors of their elders, absorbing the knowledge that would sustain them throughout their lives. The forest was their classroom, elders their teachers, imparting invaluable lessons about survival, respect, and the interconnectedness of all things. Young boys learned to hunt, mastering the art of tracking, archery, and understanding the behavior of animals. Girls learned about plants and healing, acquiring a deep understanding of the forest's pharmacy and the power of natural remedies. They learned songs, dances, rituals, expressions of their cultural identity, and their connection to the spiritual realm, keeping culture alive, ensuring that the traditions of their ancestors would continue to thrive for generations to come. Each child was a vital link in a long chain, carrying the hopes and dreams of their ancestors and the responsibility of preserving their heritage. Their spiritual beliefs ran deep, a profound reverence for the natural world and the unseen forces that governed it. Spirits in trees, rivers, animals, imbuing every element of the environment with a sense of sacredness. Everything was connected, everything had a spirit, a belief that fostered a deep sense of responsibility and respect for the delicate balance of nature. Rituals honored these spirits, acknowledging their presence and seeking their blessings, asking for guidance and protection, ensuring the continued harmony between their community and the natural world. This respect for the natural world shaped every action, guiding their decisions and ensuring the sustainability of their way of life. It was the foundation of their existence, the cornerstone of their culture, and the key to their survival. Life here was harmonious, grounded in tradition, and deeply connected to the rhythms of the natural world. I was struck by their sense of belonging, their unwavering connection to their community, their land, and their traditions. Their way of life felt both ancient and alive, a testament to the enduring power of tradition and the resilience of the human spirit. I saw the beauty in their simplicity, a reminder that true happiness lies not in material possessions, but in connection, community, and purpose. I felt the power of their traditions, a force that had sustained them for centuries and would continue to guide them into the future. Even here, change was coming. Traders brought metal pots, plastic containers, colorful beads, useful, but hints of another life. The young were curious, elders watched with concern. Would the children still value the old ways? The pull between past and future was strong, a silent tension. I saw it in small ways, a t-shirt, a tune from a distant radio. These were signs that isolation was ending, culture facing new pressures. Some changes were welcome tools, medicines, but they wanted to choose the pace. They struggled to keep their identity and connection to the land. This was their silent struggle, balance in a changing world. As trust grew, they shared personal stories. An old woman spoke of a bigger forest, a larger tribe. Her pride and sadness mingled. A young father worried for his children, hoping they could be strong in both worlds. Laughter was everywhere. Children playing, families sharing meals, celebrations of pure happiness. These moments showed their resilience and joy, even amidst challenges. Life was about community, love, and connection. Emotions were close to the surface. Sorrow expressed, joy shared. Their dreams were universal: health, peace, respect for their way of life. Their hopes and fears were familiar. I saw myself in their dreams. Their stories connected us. Their humanity was unmistakable. I was changed by their openness. This tribe was not vanishing, they were surviving. Their resilience was remarkable. They had faced sickness, scarcity, and now the pressures of the modern world. Yet they endured, their spirit strong. This was a story of quiet strength, not victimhood. Their deep connection to each other was key. Everyone had a role. Everyone contributed. Solidarity was their safety net. They adapted in small, smart ways, integrating what was useful from outside. They navigated change with intelligence and creativity. Amidst worries, there was always joy. Children's laughter, the warmth of the fire. Everyday joys nourished their souls. These moments reminded them who they were. Their ability to find joy was a lesson in itself. Living with the people of the sun taught me so much. They hold a wisdom our world has forgotten, a deep understanding of sustainability. They take only what they need, living in balance with their environment. Their knowledge of plants, animals, and weather is vast, gathered over generations. Losing their culture means losing a unique library of human experience. When an elder dies, it's like a library burning down. This loss is a tragedy for all of us. We are losing perspectives that could help us face global challenges. It's vital to respect their way of life. They are living communities, not museum exhibits. They deserve to choose their own future and have their voices heard. Their wisdom offers us a more connected, respectful way of seeing the world. My time with the people of the sun ended, but their stories stayed with me. Their spirit and resilience endure. There is hope they can keep their culture alive. We must help nurture that hope. We are all connected, one human family. Their struggles and hopes are ours. We need to build bridges of understanding, celebrate cultural diversity, support organizations that respect Indigenous rights, educate ourselves, share their stories, challenge prejudice, demand respect for their lands and way of life. Every small action matters. Let their story inspire us to be more compassionate, more connected, better guardians of our planet. Their future and ours depends on it.